Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back. If it's your first time here, put your fucking seatbelts on, okay? Get in some Starfinder Session 0. We are all Stardust. I'm joined by some veteran role-playing elites, okay? I'm going to get through some setup, make sure everybody's characters are good. Not going to be a whole lot of action tonight. It's going to be setting, going to be a little bit of RP, making sure everything is working for the sessions to come in the future. So without further ado, before we jump into it, make sure you check all the social media down below. Everything is there. Click all of the links. Do all of the likes. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, wherever. OnlyFans. Trust me, I'm on OnlyFans, right? Seriously. So, essentially, we have all come together from a history of mainly Cyberpunk and some other tabletop games as well. We all love science fiction here, science fantasy, and Starfinder's been out for quite some time. Had a lot of additions to all of the content out there, so we're going to play it. And I want to jump right into a little bit of introductions. I am DG Rage Riot, otherwise known as Adam. I will be your game master for these sessions. The voice of God, if you will, the golden radio voice. And all of my beautiful, lovely players that we're going to get into. First off, let's start off with the man, the myth, the legend, John the Wise. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your social links if you want, a little bit about your character. Have at it, boss.
All right, thank you, DG Rage Riot. Or no, never mind. I won't say the nickname. My name is John the Wise, and I make cyberpunk content. You can find me at youtube.com/John the Wise, and I make all kinds of stuff for Cyberpunk Red. I love Cyberpunk Red. These guys are my wise guys. We've played Cyberpunk Red in my game, and now I get to play in DG's game, and I'm super excited to go into space with my boys, including Tanky Boy.
Nice.
Shout out to him. We got another brother on the crew, and yeah, just follow me on social media, John the Wise, and I now have a Patreon too, which will have exclusive content, and that's it pretty much. Should I say what character I'm playing, or I'm just introducing myself?
Yeah, give a little bit about your character. We'll get a little bit of detail into some more depth of backstory here in a little bit.
Okay, I'll just introduce my character, what it is. I play Frank Valerian. He is a human envoy, and he's from Absalom Station, and we'll get into it later, I'm sure.
Beautiful. Excellent introduction. Thank you, good sir. Up next for Mr. Jimblesaurus Rex. Please, sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the invite to this game, DG. I am just some guy that plays video games. I am also the player of one of John's. I think starts off as everybody's least favorite and then grows on people. Kind of like me in real life. That's how I am. A lot of people don't like me when they first meet me, and they're like, all right, this guy's actually pretty cool. Except for What the Fool and Joe. The verdict's still out. I don't think they like me very much. Whatever, fuck them. They're stuck with me. I'm playing our android mechanic named Outlaw, who I actually built to play more like an operative, because I just can't play normal characters sometimes. But we're playing a D20 based game, and I'm not an ASMR, guys. Big props to me, right?
Big props, Jimmy.
Basically, what Outlaw is just he's this stealthy android character that carries around a hand cannon and a sniper rifle, and he's got his little drone friend. And John's character doesn't like me, apparently.
No, and we'll get more into it, I'm sure.
Yes, we will. Oh, yes, we will. I appreciate the intro, Jimbles. Thank you, sir. Next up, What the Fool. Take it away.
Hey, yeah, like you just said, I'm What the Fool. I play a lot of games on Twitch, just random shit. If you're ever bored, stop by, hang out. I have a YouTube channel that I swear I will update more one day, but I keep swearing that, so we'll see. I'm sure if you're from John's channel, you know me as Jackie or Barry over there in the Cyberpunk games. This guy is Zorn. He is a Cassitha. I don't know how to say that race, but the forearm dudes. And he's a mystic, right? I also took the basically the pet having feats, and he has a little space bug named Thummer that he hangs out with. That's his pet. It's really cool. And he's kind of just he went out on his journey that all his people go on when they become adults, to kind of see stuff and then come back and live back in their very why can't I think of the right word right now? Very traditional home. You know, they're all about traditions and stuff like this. And while he was out doing that, he decided that he didn't want to go back and live among the traditions of the dead. He's going to continue forward and see what's all out in space, like the call of the void, so to speak. The stars in the void called to him, the unknown, and he's excited to learn everything he can and find the secret that are out there. He doesn't even know what they are yet, but he's looking for them.
They speak to him. They speak
Yeah,
to
So
him.
a space Amish person that never came back from his space Rumspringer.
Yeah, that's exactly how I've
Well
described him to y'all.
Well said. Well said.
Sick.
Good intro. Next up, we're going to go to Shrub Ninja. Take it away, good sir.
Hey, I'm Shrub Ninja, also known as Joe by regular people. I'm playing a Shirin named Broikst, but he goes by Brock because that's easier for people to pronounce. He's just really excited to explore and see all the new stuff, seeing as how he just recently gained free will from getting away from the swarm, being one of the bug people. He met these assholes and decided that he likes them a bunch and is trying to keep them from dying while exploring and trying all the neat cultures and food that he can find.
Outstanding. And last but not least, Tanky Boy. Please enlighten us.
Hey everybody, Tanky Boy, also known as Sean. I am playing Craxus Iron Fist, a dwarf soldier who is a knight of Valerian, who was recently appointed as an inquisitor and sent to root out evil.
Wait a minute. How can you be a knight of Galarian? Sorry if everybody's watching. I am a novice at Starfinder, and I find all this lore and everything intriguing. So how can you be a knight of Galarian if Galarian doesn't exist? Were you like in a time capsule or something?
No, they still exist. The deity just isn't there. And
I mean,
planet,
isn't
the
the
planet's
planet
not
gone?
there.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
it's the order traveled up to space as during the gap and then continued on.
Gotcha.
So
So there's all kinds of knights of Galarian all over the place.
yeah, they're in existence. They don't have an official home anymore.
Gotcha. Ooh, that's cool. That's intriguing. All right.
Beautiful. Well said. So, essentially, the session 0, as I explained earlier, is to get all the bugs, make sure all the audio is good, make sure everybody looks fancy, everything is nice and in order, Fantasy Grounds is up and running. Everybody's got all their characters ready to go with enough backstory to get us started. And essentially, the campaign begins on Absalom Station. There is... Every year, there are a big gathering of all of the schools within Absalom Station. And I'm going to switch it up just a little bit here, do a little bit something more lighthearted, little lounge music for everybody as we get into the setting. But every year, there's a giant celebration of all of the scholars across every school you could think of, whether it's the Arcanarium, Starfinder Society, the Theatorium. We celebrate graduates here. We celebrate people who better themselves and beings that want to just learn and grow. So every year, the whole entire station comes together to participate in a full day-long event of celebrations. Whether you're getting commendations or a diploma or a certificate or a medal or possibly some form of starstone, depending on where you're graduating from. It's all celebrated. And not only are participants from Absalom Station, they come from all over the Pact Worlds. So families and home stations, Kestravel, Avalon, they make the journey. They trek out, and the station's packed. So always tons of people. And it's a day of birth, new beginnings. Everybody's going to be able to go out on their own and pursue whatever endeavors they wish. And our player, Mr. John the Wise, Frank Valerian, is a recent graduate from the Starfinder Society. He is participating to collect his certificate of awesomeness and is ready to essentially step on the stage, accept his award along with thousands of others. So it's probably just a number, so to speak. And the setting is going to open for our first session inside Jatembe Park. Now, give me just a moment here. You're seeing the Session 0 up come together. But if I pull up a map of Absalom Station to show everyone here. Downtime. Remember to edit out all of the dead air. There is, think of it as like kind of like a circle, right?
Yeah.
So you have all of the outer ring, which is all of your shops and your markets and your bars and your cantinas and all of that good stuff. And then right in the center, there is this big dome. And there's a couple of different things. There's a big theater in there. The Arcanarium is in there. A place that is very protective over the actual Starstone inside Absalom Station itself. Not many have gone through without being obliterated entirely by the gigantic guards constructs that protect the gateway. And there's a small park called Jatembe Park. And it's connected to the theater in a sense that it's kind of like an open air space. Not really, because you're in a freaking space station, so just deal with that. And it's a wide spread of plenty lush greenery, very, very open space. And in the off season, it's just an open theater to do stand up, to do all different types of theatrical plays, and basically anything you could possibly think of in an outdoor theater. But for this specific event, the seating arrangements are kind of slimmed down, and along all of the outer parts of the theater within the park itself are kiosks. Think of it as like when those out here on the East Coast, that no offense to all my West Coasters and Central people out there.
I know what a bodega is.
It's not a bodega. A flea market. Okay? If you've ever been to a flea market, or you know what a flea market is, it's just rows and rows of vendors peddling all of their different wares and foods, and there's a lot of hustle and bustle going on. So there's going to be plenty of action in terms of people selling things to you, trying to get in your pockets, kids trying to steal your cred sticks, and it's just having a grand old time. And in particular, in terms of the actual event itself, when we get into the first session, we're going to have everybody's just going to be gathering. I want everyone to think about a reason to be there, first and foremost, or a reason to be coming there. You could live there if you want. You could live elsewhere. You might be making the journey for the graduation ceremony. You might be there for business or whatever the case may be. But pick something in addition to what you guys have already discussed in terms of all of your backstory. And what I would like to know, I'm going to open up the floor a little bit now, is if anybody does know each other, how do you know each other? Were you graduates together? Did you study together? Were you in arena battles together? Gladiatorial battles are a very, very big thing in the Pact Worlds. And they also hold seasonal events that we will talk about in a much later session.
I was thinking that Fool's character. Who's the captain of the ship? John, you're the captain of the ship, right?
I am.
I would have it. Let's have it be that you were looking for an engineer because maybe you had a ship that needed to be fixed, and I was the only person that showed up. So you were like, "Oh, sweet!" And then after a while, I was doing stuff on your ship, and you're like, "Why do I have this guy here?" And then you realize that I'll keep the ship running. You don't ask where I get. You don't ask where I get my parts from. You say we need stuff. You don't ask where it comes from. It just shows up.
What if I wasn't supposed to be the captain of this ship, but just by chance something happened and I was like the next in line or next best thing,
That's fine.
next available guy. And so now all of a sudden I'm the captain of this ship and there's already an engineer, there's already a science officer, there's already all that
Yeah.
stuff, and you guys are all settled in, and then I'm coming out of nowhere.
Hold
That
that
works
thought
too.
for 1 second. Y'all,
Sure.
DG,
Yes.
the backstory idea. So before they go on with all this, did I in fact find the ship? Like, am I crewing it type deal?
Yes. Yes. We
So it
come
is
to
my
yes.
ship?
Yeah. Correct. Yes.
Okay,
Correct.
I thought so.
That just makes life easier all around. So yes, 100%.
Like,
Oh,
I'm not
well, if
I'm
it
not
was-
going to be the captain. I'm the
So
pilot.
if it was
but
Okay.
Alright, so if it was what the fool ship, then I've just been the engineer. I've just been that
Okay,
guy.
I like that you guys know each other, and you're the pilot, I'm the captain, and there's gonna be times where we're gonna have to butt heads, and there's gonna be times where we're gonna have to work together, but in the end, we're all just buddies,
Like
exploring space.
It's established right now. The old captain would say, "Hey, chief engineer, I need this," and I'd be like, "How do you want me
hold
to
up,
get it?"
hold up. Hold that thought. Let me explain to you the ship real quick, because me and DG kind of talked about this, right?
Yes, we went into not just the backstory itself, but reasoning behind the ship. We went out and we discussed specs of the ship, specific customizations, I'm gonna say here.
So
Of
the
course.
old captain of this ship wouldn't have existed any time where we know. So I told you my guy's a star shaman mystic, right?
Yep.
Well, as he was off on his journey, our space room springer, as we're calling it now, his background is also dream prophet. So he got this. He had this dream where it was telling him he needed to, go out into space. Like he had a dream of him stepping out of an airlock type deal. And it was so strong in him, the feeling to do this, that he actually did it without a spacesuit or anything like that. He goes out of an airlock, and he didn't know what would happen, but he's a star shaman mystic, and they can survive in space with no problems and even get a flight speed while they're out there. So he survives this. So he's like, I got this dream and I survived it, and then he got led through these dreams and feelings and everything to this abandoned, like, space wreck almost type deal. A spaceship that was floating. It worked, but it was in space. It was abandoned. He claimed it, started flying it around. That's probably how he picked you up. He needed a mechanic to work on it, Jumbles.
So this
Thanks,
is a magic
thanks for-
spaceship.
Thanks
Yeah.
for telling all this when you should have just told us that you had the background set up. You should have just told us.
Well, I wasn't sure how much of it that DG had completely decided on.
Yeah.
And
I was
you
on the
kind
I
of-
was on the fence of having front loaded the entire crew with the starship, but it's tweaked to the point of you're not just gonna steamroll shit. Number one, but number
Yeah.
two, it's also a good hook to have.
Yeah, to see where the hell this thing came from. And
so
'cause Brian's character might not even know where the hell it came from.
yeah, he doesn't. He just
Yeah.
found it. He got led to it through his
So,
dreams and visions.
The
And,
way the way I envision my character is you landed in a spaceport somewhere, and my guy was like, "I'm your engineer," because I see the ship is probably in a really bad state of repair when you land, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm your new mechanic," and you're like, "I'm not looking for a mechanic," and I'm like, "Look, I'm your new mechanic."
What if the ship is so strange that its mechanisms and mechanics and everything about it intrigued you because you're like, I've never seen this kind of thing before,
Yeah, but what
and
I told
that's
him,
why you were like, I'm your engineer.
yeah, but what I told him is, I'm like, "Oh man, this is crazy looking," but I'm like, "Hey, I'm your new mechanic. You need one," and you're like, "I wasn't looking for one." I was like, "That's not what I said."
That's
Yeah,
not
no,
what I
my-
said.
My guy would have been
what I said.
okay with it because you're different. You're an android. You're different. You're different from something he's seen before and knows. So he would have been more than okay with you coming, which is the exact same way that he picked up Joe's character, because you have this space bug who's out there space tourisming in the space station where you meet Jimbo's mechanic, and my guy is always looking for new experiences and stuff. So he starts space touristing in this space station with the bug man, and just like, hey, you want to come back? And my guy has this little bug with him, this little kleptoheart that thrums, and like it has a general thrumming ability. That's why he calls it Thrummer. That specifically is soothing for Shirins and other creatures with blind sense vibrations.
Nice.
So,
Yeah, I like to imagine just like we just meet up and like just start bullshitting about stuff. I'm like, hey, you want to go to Space Hibachi? I heard about this one place. Really good.
So, Tanky, would you be in Epsilon, or will we have already picked you up by the time we get here?
No, so I would have been on Absalom.
Okay.
But my whole thing is I'm looking to hire a ship to help on my Inquisition. I was not provided one. I was basically told to go do this and sent on my way with no other direction.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
so we just kind of land in Epsilon because freaking me and Joe's character are like, that we heard about this place, supposed to be a lot of stuff, let's go check it out. And I'm pretty sure Jimble's guy's like, I know some dudes there, I can pick up some stuff.
My guy is just
Wink,
like,
wink,
yeah, I
nudge,
got some
nudge.
business. My guy's like, yeah, I got some business to take care of on Absalom. You're like, what kind of business? Is like, don't worry about it.
Business and the end of conversation. So even if you all have been traveling throughout the Pact Worlds, there's a galactic broadcast system. You would have been seeing ads for this stuff all over the place because the essentially the graduation gala is a really big thing, and it draws
yeah,
a lot of people to the station.
Oh hell yeah! Then my guy would definitely have wanted to go there just to see it and see what it's about and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
also glad that you brought up your companion as well, because that's not something I've seen a lot of in the actual plays out there.
Yeah,
Deb-
he's my pet.
Size. Let's get it for those out there watching on YouTube, and if you're listening after this gets put up on podcast land, describe to us like the size of and
So
what this
size-wise,
pet
he's
looks like.
he's literally a space bug. I mean, I wouldn't say he looks like a space roach because that's creepy and weird, but more like maybe a space grasshopper type
Mm.
deal. But and about the size of a large dog. Think like Saint Bernard.
Oh my god.
Oh,
that's
so
massive.
okay,
He a
rather
big boy.
large.
He's a medium-sized creature. He's a big boy.
Oh, so
Okay.
he's bigger than me as a dwarf. Can I use it as a mount?
Nice.
Dwarves are considered medium-sized creatures.
Well, bump that thing up to a large so I can use it as a mount.
Yeah,
Wait a
what-
minute, no.
Speaking
I'm
of
pretty
that,
sure,
later on
pretty
I
sure
can.
horses are.
Wait,
Well-
what's his nature? The bug.
The bug, he's a chill bug, man. He's nice. He's friendly. Like I said, it's his pet. He's had him for a while, even before he started out on his little space journey. He had met. He found the bug on his civilization ship, I think, generation ship, where he lived at with his parents. Liking to it, and come to find out that it may have been meant for him to find this bug because this bug can also survive in space with no problem.
So now that he is determined that his bug pet is about the size of a Saint Bernard, Outlaw has programmed his drone to react to his bug dog like a tiny kitten would react to a giant dog, and it plays with it like it's a kitten playing with a dog.
Yeah, and you guys are like
Nice.
knocking over important
Drummer's so okay
chemicals.
with that. Thrummer might occasionally mess with it by screeching at it, which is basically a sonic attack, ranged attack, just because it's flying, right? Sometimes it
No,
flies off.
It's
It
a
just
it's, no, it's a crawler drone.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you had a flying.
Now, rules is written flying drones can't be stealthy. And
Oh,
what I
okay.
want to do with this drone, for the size compartment I want, it wouldn't work for a flying drone.
Okay, no. All right, yeah, they're bros. But yeah, he's
My
the
question.
companion animal, which anybody can have a companion animal, any class, anything like that. It's a feet line that you have to go down and take.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was
Specifically,
gonna.
oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead, Brian. Go
I was
ahead.
about to say specifically out of the Alien Archives 3 book is when
Okay.
they introduced companion animals.
What about so what about Craxus and Broikst? Is it Broikst?
Yeah, so it's Broikst, but you can call him Brock because that's just the easier. Like a lot of Shirin have
Oh.
like a really hard to pronounce speech name, and then they get like a nickname near that for people to.
What about Bro? We can't call you Bro?
I mean,
Bruh.
you could, but
Dude,
Bruh.
Bro's so much better. What's up, bro? All right, Brock and Craxus. So us three, we kind of make sense why we're together. So how did you guys meet us?
Well, no, when you walked away, we determined that
Oh, okay,
we
my bad.
we
Oops.
determined that Brian found the ship and then he landed on a station, and I was like internally I was like, man, this is a
Yep,
this
there's
is a
Thrummer.
cool looking ship. But externally I was like, I'm your new mechanic. And Brian's like, but I don't need a mechanic. Like, that's not what I asked. That's not what I told you. I'm your
Okay.
mechanic. And then he was walking around the station while I'm getting situated on the ship. And this big giant bug guy's like, bro, I heard about this space hibachi place over at Absalom Station. Let's go check it out. And Brian's character's like, that sounds like a sweet idea.
And that's how you guys became friends, just because he
Yeah,
told you about a
yeah.
hibachi place?
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
Hell
and
yeah.
then-
space tourists.
Also, if
It's
you
also
look
look-
at so if you look at the picture that that DG just put up, I don't think he just put it up for me, but that's
No, I see
Thrummer.
it.
Isn't
Yeah.
he cute and cuddly?
Oh yeah.
But he also has the what he is. He's a Klipkaharp. They have an ability called Gentle Thrum, which basically gives a +2 morale bonus to saves against emotion and pain effects. But it's their gentle thrumming is especially soothing for Shirins and other creatures with blind scent vibration. So he has this bug
Mm.
pet he's walking around with that's doing this gentle thrumming thing, and Joe's character is kind of walking by and he's like, oh, hold up, I kind of like this. And it's like, hey, what's up, dude? And then we start talking about space tourism thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I know that.
space tourists. So we meet up and become friends, and then just like, hey man, I heard about this real cool space restaurant over here. Let's go try that. And then we've just basically become bros off of that.
Yeah.
Bonding
Well,
over food.
I know that your character, yeah, like you said, culture. Right when I cut you off, like that's what my character is all about too. So I think we would hit it off as well.
Yeah, maybe we all just maybe there's like
Well,
a big cultural thing going on.
There is
like
at
a big cultural
Epsilon
exchange.
right now.
Yeah. So that's what it is. My character is a human that was raised by a single android, and his name was designated android DDY7, and he raised me. And when I was old enough, he told me that I could pick my name, and I picked my name. It was Frank Valerian. It was one of the comics that I was reading from an old comic archived in the archives of some library. And my father always taught me to pursue knowledge, wisdom, learn about other cultures, gain as much information as I can about the world, because that is more important than anything in life. And because of that, I've had this giant drive to just learn about anything and everyone. And my father encouraged it. But because my father was an android, I'm not really good at reading normal social cues with people. And sometimes I have trouble with being too blunt or forward. But because of the movies that I've watched and comics that I've read and stuff like that, I know what it's like to be like a cool, suave guy that's in charge. Because those are all the action heroes that I fell in love with. So anytime Frank Valerian is in his captain voice, it's always going to be like some cheesy captain from like this from like old school sci-fi movies, because that's what he thinks a captain should be like from his experience. So
Perfect.
So
So
he
he's the
sounds like Zap Brannigan, but he's not incompetent when it comes to being a captain.
yeah, like you guys will know me.
Perfect.
You guys will know me like as someone who is competent, who is lighthearted, fun, funny, insecure. But when I do dealings with other races and other people and whatever we get into, you'll see me acting with like this confidence, like I know what I'm doing. But you guys deep down know, like, oh my god, he's totally faking this whole thing. He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and I'm sure that's gonna be fun.
Eh,
your character is much more serious about the space tourism. I think that Brian and our characters are like just more
my
in
guys that
enjoyment
experience
and
everything.
from
I
like the
ruin it. I
like,
ruin it. I make it like too serious when I go, and you guys are like, "Dude, relax. Just eat
Like-
eat the fish."
we go
Ruined
to
it.
try some food and you're sitting there like critiquing the food and we're like, bro,
The molecular composition of this planet makes it so the
Come
salts from the
on,
Like,
bro.
did you guys know that flavor of this food comes from the makeup of the chemical like the the natural mineral deposits in the water of this planet?
science stuff.
Oh, I have another thing that I thought of while I was in the car. So, my secret thing to you guys, like if we're ever in a negotiation and I feel like this thing is going south and we need to make the first aggressive move, I'll start it by telling the person I'm talking to, like, "Hey, you want a fun fact?" And I'll tell them a fun fact, and that's my cue to you guys, like, pull out the guns. And
Nice.
and like as I'm giving these stupid Snapple facts that they're like, "What the hell? Why are you telling me this stupid fact?" Like Joe's character will jump from like the scaffolding and stab someone in the head.
Nice.
So I want to hear about Sean's character. I want to hear.
Tell someone a fun fact and then that'll go horribly wrong.
I know you're right. Hey, fun fact. No, wait, no, sorry, wait.
Oops.
All right, tell us about Craxus, dude. I'm intrigued.
So Craxus was recently appointed to the newly formed rank of Inquisitor for the Knights of Galarian. And he was then told to be on his way hunting down evil in the galaxy. He was not provided a ship to do anything, so he is currently looking to hire a ship. And this ragtag group of space tourists seems like the perfect group of people to go on an inquisition.
Yeah. So from your point of view as a trained like combatant, you're like, all right, I'll just hang out with these nerds and it'll be safe. I'll get to the place that I need to go. And I'm sure in between some shenanigans happen.
So unbeknownst to my character, but as you'll quickly find out, I'm kind of the academy screw up. So they're basically sending me on my way to get me out of the way so I don't do anything more to screw anything up.
That's awesome.
So I actually think that I'm going on an inquisition to root out evil, and realistically they don't think there's any evil and they're just trying to get rid of me. So I'm looking for the cheapest ship to hire, which happens to be the space tourists that are passing through Absalom Station.
and by hire, it was more like it's like you're sitting there like, I need to go root out evil. I need a ship. Anybody looking to hire a ship? And we're sitting there like rooting out evil. Hell, that sounds fun. Yeah, you can come with us.
Exactly.
Oh well, okay.
Meanwhile, I am walking around with a assault rifle that's taped together with a flamethrower and some heavy armor.
That's
well, yeah,
awesome.
that's weird enough looking to get my guy's attention.
I mean,
Yep.
my guy is also in heavy armor with a staff, a sword, and an assault rifle, or not an assault rifle, but a laser rifle.
It's good. I'm glad you guys started talking about gear a little bit too, because
Oh,
that
God.
one of the things that we didn't mention in this session 0 yet is that this is not a level 1 adventure. Everybody's starting at level 3. I've taken the time to work that out on the back end, I would hope. And if you guys do have any questions at any point, let me know. You know, I'm always up and around. And for anybody watching out there that's got questions or comments, put them down below. Let us know, please. We're
Yeah.
always looking for the feedback.
My guy
It's-
is
I'm
rocking some.
I misinformed people. I did not take a hand cannon. I have a tactical rotating pistol
Ooh,
as my sidearm.
Yeah, my
Ooh.
guy has a hand cannon on one side and basically a vine wrapped around on the other side like a whip. Meet the
Ooh.
Xenolash.
And
Interesting.
I am flavoring my stalker pattern sniper rifle to anybody that has ever played Monster Hunter and knows what the heavy bow gun is. Because when you see people with a heavy bow gun, they pull it out and they have to fold it together to make it the gun, because this thing is a breakdown rifle. So my breakdown is, you'll see my character basically like pull the sniper rifle barrel forward and then fold the gun in half and put it back on his back.
On the topic
he's-
of, go ahead, Jimmy.
If he's carrying it, if he's carrying a sniper rifle, but assume he's always got it.
Right. But so on the topic of your gear, I just shared what your
Yes.
drone looks like with everybody else.
Without that minigun, because it has no weapon mounts.
Right.
It's got climbing claws, a grabby arm, and it has a component that it can put stuff in. So if I have it sneaking around and I directly control it and I see someone's got a key card I want, I can use my sleight of hand skill while controlling the drone to just go yoink and put it in the slot and take off with it.
Now, size-wise, let's describe a little bit to the audience and your fellow players as well how big this thing is, or how small this thing is.
Imagine it's like a small cat, like I said earlier, playing with a Saint Bernard dog.
Okay, so it's not quite a pocket drone, but it's not
No,
a gigantic
it's-
rideable drone.
I would say no, it's not a gigantic rideable drone. I would say it's about the size.
Of a cat?
That's the way it acts, but I would, since it's got the component it can put stuff in, I would say it's about the size of a coconut crab.
Okay.
Maybe a smaller version of a coconut crab.
Very
Cool.
good description. I like that. I like it a lot. And quick, anybody down in the comments knows where this specific drone is from. It's not actually a drone. Hint, hint. There's your clue.
Is it Ghost in the Shell?
I think you might be correct, sir.
Oh, way to ruin his anybody in the comments question, John.
That's
Whoops.
right. I'm gonna cut it out. I'm just gonna bleep it up, beep, as he's saying it, so people.
Yeah, bleep it out.
Just
Did you
put
hear me?
text that says, and John ruins it.
Nice. Spoiler
As a-
alert.
Yeah.
No, that's good. So we've established a little bit of setting. We've definitely established transportation. That's always a good thing. In terms of the group being these space tourists, if you will, for lack of a better term right now.
I think that's a perfect term.
I think it's a really good term too. And Absalom Station is great for that because it's basically the hub. You go to and from the Pact Worlds and you hit Absalom Station in some form or fashion. It is the main trade hub. It has everything you could possibly need in it. And for the sake of like mechanics and rules, it pretty much has any item in the entire game you can get from level 1 up to 20. So it's got plenty of stuff to buy, sell, shenanigans. And for those that are unaware, I showed the map a little bit earlier, and I'm actually going to bring it back right now really quick. Absalom Station, for looking at from above, it looks kind of like almost oval shaped, and it's got the arms, which are kind of like the outer appendages to where all the docking bays are and stuff like that. But if you look at the image from the front, let me share this again, make sure y'all can see it. I'm pretty sure you still can. You can see this gigantic spike that goes all the way down. So if like you're standing and think of it as like ground level is the main area where Jatembe Park is and the theater, all of your different shops and the arms to where your docking stations or your docking bays are. The spike goes down literally hundreds of levels. And the further down you go, the more dangerous it gets. So you figure about midway level, you're probably looking, and now this is not in the rules. This is more of a homebrew path I'm taking now. About halfway down, you're hitting CR maybe 10, 11, and at the very bottom, that's level 20 shit. So while it looks small and it comes down to a point, don't let that deceive you. You think about that, dude. Listen, we could have full on season, entire season just in Absalom Station alone, but that's
God,
not.
man, that's what I told my last girlfriend.
Nice.
He's
Gotta
got jokes.
bleep that out too.
Great. Video is already demonetized.
Nice.
Great.
So rip YouTube career. All right, and YouTube, that's it. I'm done. I'm hanging. I'm going to cancel the channel. So if you were subscribed, you can go ahead and unsubscribe now. It's fine.
Damn it.
Speaking
Well,
of
yeah.
that, you should probably hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't yet.
If you've come this far, please, do me at least that much justice. All right.
Just smash that like and subscribe button.
So yeah, essentially, it's the main gathering hub for the Pact Worlds, and then some. There are other galaxies and universes out there that commingle. Stuff gets pulled in and out of the drift. If you're not sure how drift travel works, that's one of the beautiful things that I think they added from the beginning, is that when you travel in and out of drift space, something comes with you, pulled with you. So it could be a piece of something or someone, or to the GM's discretion, of course, to be homebrewed as necessary.
Mm.
The Chaos Gods.
Mm-hmm. So there are plenty of gang factions about on Absalom Station. There are good factions. In the core rulebook has a whole bunch of different possibilities in terms of who we're going to run into, and it's not for me, speaking specifically from a GM perspective, it's not an on the rails type thing. I am here to tell a story and have fun with all of you, all right? And those watching and listening, this is not something that it's a strict narrative that I've planned out, basically because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And just like we roll the dice, I'm going to roll the game. So let that be known.
That's a common thing that, as a game master myself, I also never know what the fuck I'm doing.
It's good, though. It leaves the element of surprise for the GM, too. It's not like just like, oh, I want to surprise the players with this or that and combat or travel or whatever. It's like, oh, I'm going to say, maybe you could do this or this. And you guys decide to go fucking flip trash cans somewhere on level 4 in the spike. It's like, I don't have anything planned for that. Who the fuck? Okay, let's just roll with it and see what happens.
I like it. Knock over mailboxes.
Yeah, exactly. The world is yours to play in, gentlemen. Help create a beautiful story that is lasting. Like I said from the beginning, I want it to be a long-term campaign. We're looking at, and what the fool's going to argue with me. He's going to try and hassle me on this a little bit, maybe haggle perhaps, is I'm looking at one session a month. And he's shaking his head already. No, no, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, well, so I was going to talk to y'all about that, about us possibly alternating weeks between games once the other one starts up. That way, both of you as DMs have more time to get your games ready and prepared, and then neither one of you burn out as a DM. And on the flip side, none of us kind of lose track of what's going on in each story, because like once a month for a couple hours, we're going to lose track of what's going on in the story pretty quickly.
Right.
You know.
Maybe,
So-
yeah, maybe.
Off camera, but I'm typing up Evernotes as we're going, so I can share that notebook with you guys, and I'll just try and keep notes as we go along.
That's awesome. That would be
Plus,
great.
I just want to play this game more.
Yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
like
well,
this character.
well, to give you guys perspective on my end, I'm making like an epic campaign. Like I'm building it. I'm building the setting. The place where Joe's character Hub is from is like a whole fucking world. And he's part of something big, and you guys are a part of it. And then I also plan on having the public from my Patreon play in that game in the same setting, but they're going to be in different departments. There's a department that they're the security of the camp, and all the adventures I have with that crew is only going to be inside the camp. They'll never venture outside of it. And then there's
Nice.
going to be other people that are like scavengers, and all their adventures will be them going and scavenging shit.
Spoiler
It's like,
alert.
yeah, well, no, this it's light stuff. It's
Yeah.
not like crazy. I don't have to like do crazy planning to figure out what they have to do. I could do like cool rudimentary things for my Patreon. But for
Well-
you guys, I'm building like a whole conspiracy, like the people that are in charge of the camp, the Texas Rangers, the police from Austin that now want to talk to you guys about what the fuck happened in Austin, Texas, and all the other factions around this camp. You guys are like doing the big boy plays. You guys are playing chess. Everybody else is doing maintenance stuff.
I mean,
Nice.
maybe they wouldn't want to come talk to us if somebody wasn't constantly screaming, "I'm Sam Ectoplasm, baby!"
That's why they want to come talk to us. That leads into what I'm going to say. As long as the other players make sure they have to know that they better come see Sam's shows because Sam needs the Eddies, baby.
Beautiful segue right now. Go check out John the Wise over on YouTube if you want to know about anything
Yeah.
Wise guys. That's us. We wreck shit over
That's
there.
sick.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. I
the
appreciate
idea.
that.
I like the idea of alternating each game every other week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
cool with that.
what I'm saying is, long story short, we don't have to worry about alternating my game for at least another couple months. I would say.
Oh, so we could. I'm not saying we should play weekly, but
We could. I say we should play. We should try twice a month. I think that's fair.
I mean,
I think that's
if,
fair too. Yeah.
Yeah, and just like I said, if everybody's ready and we want to, until your game starts, it's kind of like, what's everyone's schedule?
Yeah, that's my
exactly.
big concern. I didn't want to overwhelm everybody and say, "Oh, we're gonna play every Thursday at 9 p.m." And it's like, "Oh well, we got Cyberpunk. Oh, every Wednesday." No, but I'm flexible. So as long as it's this time, the 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Joe time.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Doing, if schedule allows it, that's fine. But always remember, just as with John's, RL comes first. So if something's going on in your lives, please let me know. I'm not looking for details unless you want to give them to me. My ear's always open, but just let me know, hey, listen, shit's going down, or I'm moving, or work schedule change, or whatever the case may be. I'm flexible with that shit.
No, fuck you. Be at the games, you bitches.
Yeah.
I'm not moving for another 30 years, so we're good.
You better
You're
not.
done with that moving bullshit.
I ain't helping you
well,
again, goddammit.
New house.
Yes. Big congrats to Tanky Boy, my cousin IRL. My
Oh,
new
that's how you guys know
homeowner.
each other. That's awesome. Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's great, man. That must be an amazing feeling.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Still
It's up
getting
on the
there,
mountain.
but
It's up on the
that's
mountain.
it.
It's nice and quiet.
Just
It's
so you
fucking
know.
amazing.
I'm a homeowner, and do you know what's not an amazing feeling? When you hear a weird sound in your house, because
You're
that's
like,
now your problem.
Mhm. Exactly.
Well, our heat went haywire over the weekend, so it we've been keeping it like 68, and like in the office here, because it's mine and my fiance's computer. Like the temperature will go up sometimes like 70, 71. Okay, that's fine. All of a sudden, I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, it's really hot, and I look at the temperature, it's reading 80. I'm like, oh, what's going on? So I go into the bedroom and like I turn the heat off, and like an hour later, I'm like, the heat's still on. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
oh
Yeah.
no. So
Yeah.
it basically just locked into the on position, so it was just running like all day. So it's
Oh my
like 80
God.
degrees for
Oh.
for Saturday and Sunday, and finally I was just like, let me just try like pulling the panel for the thermostat off the wall and plugging it back in,
Turn off,
and
turn
it
it back on
worked.
again. Huh?
It worked.
Turn it off, turn it
It
back on.
reset it.
That's good
So
shit, man.
fix that. But I was like, oh god.
yeah.
Welcome
So
to homeownership.
after after this month and probably even February, then the setting will be ready, and I'll be doing one Patreon game a month with my Patreon crew, and then we could probably do at least one a month, and
Yeah.
possibly shoot for 2 Starfinder games until I get our campaign going again. And maybe Sean, you can join us if you want to play Cyberpunk.
I mean,
Listen,
I'd
I
be willing to
corrupted
give it a
him already.
shot, but
I corrupted him and had him buy red.
Yeah, if you want
yeah,
to play.
I got the starter box for red.
Yeah,
But
we
I'm
could use
also
a fixer, we could use a med tech, we could use a lawman, we could use a
yeah,
corporate. You could play that crazy role.
Nobody wants to be a corporate. Don't
No
be a
corpos.
corporate.
No
We'll
corpos
kill you.
left.
You
The
really,
thing will.
John,
or lawmen are welcome
you're
in this
really gonna do him like that?
I'm gonna,
Hey
I'm gonna
guys,
show up.
I made this new corp. I made
Don't
this
listen to that. Play whatever you want, dude.
Hi guys, I'm so and so. I work for Ara. Blam.
Hi, I'm a representative from Biotechnica.
Yep.
Fucking be re-rolling every session.
Yeah, I'm a character from insert corporation here. Your longest lifetime for your character will probably be about 5 seconds after you make that fact known.
What if he said, and we're hijacking this session 0.
It's all good. It's all good.
What if he said, I'm starting a corporation from scratch, and I want you guys to be a part of it, and we'll do some actual good in this world.
He said that word corporation, which means he's still going to die.
That's a fucking lie. But anyhow, back to this game.
Yeah.
Continue. We kind of sidetracked it with time and everything. I do think 2 weeks would be every 2 weeks. Are like I said, even if everybody's able to and you're able to, we could go into the weekly schedule until John's ready for us to move back into Cyberpunk. But that's up to what everybody able to do.
We got the Discord to, converse on dates and stuff like that. I'm cool with, twice a month, like every other week, or if we do a back-to-back and then flip over and do back-to-back with Cyberpunk, whatever, I'm cool with that. It's not a big deal for me.
I haven't been
It's just
tabletopping.
weekends.
I haven't been tabletopping on Thursdays, and I'm kind of like,
Yeah. Y'all got
got
any
any
more of that Thursday
Fiending.
tabletop game?
y'all got any more of that Cyberpunk?
Yeah, but my big thing is, and I'm pretty sure the consensus is the same across the board. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like weekends are not good for me at all. Like weekends are family
Yeah.
time. I disconnect, do
Same.
my
Sunday,
shit. So
I don't do shit on Sunday. It's family day. I rarely do anything on a Sunday.
good. Thursdays, any weekday really. So it's like 9 o'clock for me. Is wife is just about to go to sleep. Junior's already asleep, and it's just like close the door behind me, and it's time to roll dice.
Yeah, Tuesday to Friday around the time that we started now, 6 p.m. my time or whatever. That's perfect for me. So
All right, cool. If nobody has any objections, I'm taking that note here. And I know, Tank, you don't have to take notes at a detailed level. It's cool. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome to. We always got the videotape to review. But I am making dates, like notes of dates and stuff like that too here. Just a minute. Let's put on some more Airport Lounge because we are just about at the hour mark here, gentlemen.
Just so you can see. I don't know if you can edit that out, but that's basically all I'm doing as far as notes. Just
nice.
Quick notes, timeline, basically, stuff like that.
That's
nothing. Nothing crazy.
That's beautiful. So, in line with the hour session, approximately about an hour session, does any weekly bitches? I see you in there, motherfucker. I see you. All right. Daily. You'll say, "Oh, listen, daily," and then it's going to be like 2 sessions a day. All right. I'm like, all right. But essentially, that's going to wrap it up. We've established who our characters are, where they've come from, their general demeanor in life, and the Pact Worlds. Talked a little bit about the events that are going to be taking place once Session 1 kicks off on Absalom Station. Talked about your transportation. You guys are going to have that all on lockdown. We are starting at level 3, so just do a double check. Make sure all your characters are what they should be. If you have any questions, always feel free to let me know. I'm here. I'm your GM. I'll be guiding you, or I should say I'll be guiding you off the rails, as you guys so reluctantly do from time to time. Questions, concerns, comments, anybody? Nothing, guys?
I'm excited to play. I'm obsessing myself with Starfinder. I bought the core rulebook. It's gonna come probably tomorrow. So the next time we play, I'm gonna know more and be even more stoked to play. So I appreciate it.
I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Good shit. I'm glad I have y'all veterans to run through this. It's gonna be an amazing adventure. For those watching out there and listening again, appreciate you stopping by and hanging out. Sure to like, subscribe. If you're looking to connect to any one of us, check out all the social media down below. It's going to be a giant wall of text because I'm going to put everybody's shit in there. So always feel free. Give us a shout. We're here for you. Stay frosty.